Welcome back to the Rowan's podcast. I am the Rowan. This is episode number 26. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, comfy chair, and let's chat. Well, in this episode, we're going to dive into the weird world of ADHD hacks. I'm going off from a screenshot of a Facebook post that I grabbed the other day, and unfortunately, I do not remember who originally posted it or like who the author was. I do know it was on an ADHD Facebook page somewhere, and I apologize to anybody if I'm stepping on your toes. I do not know who it is, but I am letting you know that this is not mine. However, I do some of these hacks, and some of them I don't do, and I might add a few of my own in here. And if anybody else who's listening has any of their own ADHD hacks, pop them into the comment section, because I would really like to read them. I'd be really interested. And maybe you can teach me something. I would love that. I would love that, to learn some more hacks. But the title of this is Weird ADHD Hacks That Actually Work. Most people think they're stupid. Your brain thinks they're genius. So whoever wrote this, I'm giving you all the credit. I'm just reading along what you wrote. The first one on here says shoes indoors. And it says that your brain thinks you're going somewhere, work mode turns on. I have heard about this before where people say just keep your shoes on, because once you take your shoes off, then your brain goes into like the day's done mode. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything else today. All the work's done, everything's done. I'm not going to do nothing. For me, I wear my shoes all day long, whether, like I come home from work and I change from my work shoes and do like some sandal type shoes that I wear around the house. And maybe towards the evening I might put on some slippers. For me, I can't handle not having something on my feet. Even when I go to bed, I have to have socks on. And for me to walk around the house without my shoes on, it would be like nails on the chalkboard. It's a sensory issue thing. It's autism in me. I cannot handle that. But I could probably say that, yes, I know that once my shoes come off, it's bedtime because that's when they come off, is at bedtime. But yeah, I can see that. Oh, yeah, it goes along with, this is the other one that I have heard of, and I do know that this is very much true, at least for me, is don't sit down. Don't sit down, because once you sit down, you're done. The task, the motivation, it's gone. I mean, I have noticed that big time with myself, especially. Like I'll be around the house cleaning, doing the stuff I need to get done, and I might be like, okay, I need to go have lunch now. Well, I know if I sit down and eat my lunch, I'm sitting. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna be a while. And by the time I get done with lunch, and by the time I might have doom scrolled a little bit too long, that type of thing, I'm not going to want to go back to doing what I was doing. So sometimes I put like a timer for myself of how long I can sit and eat. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'll go a little bit past the timer and then still get up. But yeah, I have noticed that if I go to stop from like full blown doing whatever, and then I go to stop, you might as well forget about me going back to work. Now the next one is talk to yourself. Narration keeps your brain from wandering. Okay, this might be the autism in me, but are they saying, like, I want to know what this means. Does this mean, are you talking to yourself about the task that you're doing? Or does this just mean you're just talking in general to yourself about, whatever? to keep yourself going. I know for me, I sing while I'm doing stuff. Okay, so I feel sorry for the people who I work with and for the customers because I do wear an earbud in my ear and I have long hair, so it covers that. So you can't really tell that I have it. And I sing while I stock the shelves. And I don't sing that well. It would be one thing if I had a really good voice, and I don't. My vocal cords got shredded about 30 years ago. And so they're, I don't sing the world's greatest, but um, I, the music I listen to is way different than what like is usually on the overhead speakers. So when I'm singing, it doesn't match along what's the music that's playing. So there's that level too. And then when I used to close at night and I used to have to do the money, I'd sit in the office with the door closed, which there's no ceiling to the office. So, you can hear everything in the office. And I would sing while I was doing my music, while I was doing the money. And that helped me stay focused. So that, yeah, I feel sorry for my coworkers. Okay, so the next one is 2-song rule. Work until the music stops. I can see where that would be out for some people because there again, it's like a timer for, I'm going to work until these songs are over. But for me, this right here works the opposite way. It's like a starter. It's like a Kickstarter for me because the type of the music I listen to is very much gets my dopamine going. And so I could say, yeah, I'm going to work until my favorite song is done, or I'm going to work till these 2 songs are done, but I will keep going because it'll get me motivated. It'll keep me going. The dopamine will keep me going. So it kind of works in the opposite way. And sometimes I will do like just a plain old timer. Like, okay, set the timer for 15 minutes while I do the dishes. And that's all I'm going to do is 15 minutes worth of dishes. No. That gets me going. That gets me started. It's my jump start. And then I'll finish up the dishes like, oh, the timer will go off and I've got like 10 more dishes to put in the dishwasher. Well, I'm not going to quit now because, it's almost done. So I keep going. And then by the time I get done with that, oh, well, maybe this needs to be wiped down, or, oh, hey, there's a load in the dryer that needs to be folded, something like that. So then I'll keep going. So it's like my Kickstarter. Change location, new space equals a reset brain. Yes, very much so. I used to do a lot of writing, and I haven't actually seriously written in about a year. Maybe a little bit more than that. But when I did, sometimes once in a while, I would go down to the local restaurant, order some coffee, and bring my notepad with me or my sketchbook or something with me just to be in a different setting. And I don't understand why that works. I mean, I do, but I don't because you would think with the sensory overload with my autism, with like the lights, the noise, the people, the whatever, you would think that would be a problem for me, but it's oddly soothing at the local restaurant. Now it's not like I could go to my local Walmart and sit on the bench and write or draw. That would just be to be just no way. But at the restaurant, I could just sit in a little corner booth somewhere and drink a cup of coffee and be fine. I could focus. I've actually taken my laptops before too, and have done that to write. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, interestingly enough, I did that one time. I went to a restaurant to the town that's like 45 miles away, and I had a meeting that day as well. And to waste some time, I brought I got there early, so I brought my laptop with me, and I sat at the restaurant, and I was writing and doing whatever, and I had to go to my meeting. And I went to shut it down, but then I couldn't shut it down because, it had one of those updates. And, oh no, there was something I had to fix on it. And I went to do a reset fix or something on it, something like that. And, me thinking it would be kind of quick, like it would just be like an update type of thing. No, that wasn't the case. And it said I couldn't turn it off or it would damage whatever. And it was going to take an hour. And I had to go right over to my appointment. So it was a local restaurant. Like the people had seen me there before plenty of times. And I asked them, I said, hey, I can't shut this computer down. I can't bring it with me. Can I leave it here? And they blocked the booth and they left they let me leave my laptop there running to do that so it could reboot itself or whatever it was doing. It was going to take like an hour. So I could run and go do that appointment. And I ran and did that appointment and came back and it was still running. It was still doing its little doodad thing or whatever it was doing. But I just felt like sharing this story. Sorry, I rambled on. This one I don't understand. It says, leave it half done. Brain hates unfinished loops. Well, if this is a hack and your brain hates an unfinished loop, why would you leave it half done? How is that helping? I don't understand this one. So if anyone understands that, please let me know. Other than, hey, you leave it half done, you walk away, and your brain's like, no, get back there and do it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But yeah, I can see like your brain hating it being left half done because I know once I get started on a project, I like to keep going until it's done. Unless it's finally so late that I can't go anymore or I've just reached my all out max of being able to do it. But I still don't understand why you would just leave it. Is this statism in me that's being too literal here? Someone let me know. Fake deadlines. Lie to your brain. Panic to produce productivity. I don't necessarily do this one. But I do fake things for my calendar. Like I've said this before, I'll if it's like months ahead of time, an appointment or something, or weeks ahead of time, I will write it in my calendar for an hour earlier than what it's supposed to be. Because then I'll forget that I did that and I'll think that's the actual time. So I'll strive to get there at that actual time. So I'm not late. And when I first started doing that worked rather well. And sometimes I would actually get there an hour early. My son was not pleased with me, my middle son. When we would go to his appointments, yeah, he wasn't happy. But since I started doing that, I started to actually be more on time about things. But I don't think I could do the fake deadline thing because the only reason why the other thing works for me is because it's time. I will forget over time that I set this fake thing. But if I tell myself, okay, I have a fake deadline, this has to get done by 5:00 that day, I'll remember. It won't work. Cafe noise. Background sound blocks mental chaos. Yes. Yes. Like, I think this kind of like works along the lines of like white noise. And like a lot of people do this. Neurotypicals even do this before, when they're trying to go to sleep, they'll have like fans on and stuff. It's soothing to help them go to sleep. And I don't think maybe that they're realizing that it's actually calming your brain down, calming all the mental noise in your brain down because, all your cares of the day kind of can melt away from, just like a soothing, whatever. But I guess also maybe that does work. Maybe that's why the restaurant works so well for me. to go and write because the background somehow, I don't know. That's odd though, how the restaurant would be more soothing than say like, well, I guess Walmart would be a little bit more noisy, I suppose. I guess a restaurant has more of a homey type of background than a store would have, I suppose. But like like having the TV on in the background or having music playing in the background or something. Yeah. Easy task first, small win to get the dopamine, to get the momentum going. Yeah. Yeah. Like if you don't have much energy to get out of bed and to get your day going and stuff like that, like for me, like don't really want to do much. If my bed's made, you start with that, make the bed. Somehow it's like a little accomplishment and it kind of gives you a little bit of a dopamine thrill. Like, hey, I got that done. Even though it just comes to straightening up the pillows and flipping those sheets up the, in the right direction. But to me, it's oddly satisfying because it's an accomplishment. And then if I leave the room and I can come back in the room later on in the day, I can see that accomplishment is still there. Unless my pack has gotten on the bed and they've decided to have their little wrestling matches on the bed, tearing apart our sheets, which they do. I swear they have like MMA matches or something because the three dogs, he'll go on there and they'll wrestle and they'll play around with each other on the beds and sometimes I'll go in there and the sheets will be off the bed. Sometimes they'll be all completely off the bed, piled up in a little pile in like one lump. It's so weird. I don't know. And I think really that ends up to be like after they've all done whatever, and then one of the dogs decided they want to make a nest, and they just gather the sheets together and blankets together and pile it. And I don't know. It's crazy sometimes, but the fact that it's done, and if it stays that way during the day, every time I go into the bedroom, I feel like, yeah, I've got that, and I feel a little bit more, if I move from that and I don't know, if I start, like the other day, I had wrote down a whole list of stuff I wanted to get done for the day, and I did set a deadline for myself. I said noon. That was like 2 hours, and I could get like half the list done. That's what I was thinking, half the list done in 2 hours. But once I got going, do you think I finished that list? No. Did I do half the things on that list? Maybe, but it wasn't done by noon. But here's the thing that happened. I started the dishes, got the dishes done, and then I got it in my head to do something completely that was not even on the list. I started cleaning out my pantry and like the back half of my pantry. And I thought, okay, yeah, just a couple hours, I'd be able to do that, whatever. No, I spent the rest of the day cleaning my pantry out. Yes, I did get some of the laundry done because I could stop myself, and go, okay, I got to switch the laundry or whatever. But then I would find myself, okay, switch laundry. Oh wait, no, I got to fold these towels. So I'd go and fold the towels, and I'd take the towels or whatever into the other room I was going to put away, and then I noticed something in the other room that I needed to do, so I would do that. And then, oh wait, but I got to finish putting the towels away. But then after I get the towels done, and then I always did manage to get back to the pantry, but it's my brain all day long wanted to do the little side quests. Like I would go to put something away or move something, and my brain was like, oh, but you see this? Let's do that. That needs to be done. Let's do that real quick. And I would start to do it, and I'm like, nope. Or I would quickly get it done. It would just always keep in my brain, I got to get back. My brain was in side quest mode, but I never got everything done on that list. I only got the two things on that list I wanted to get done was dishes and laundry. And even laundry I didn't finish, but that's only because my dryer was backlogged because it was taking so long to dry everything. But everything was washed. But yeah. and I don't even remember what we were talking about, which easy task first. Huh. And I really babbled. So yeah, my easy task was doing the dishes and throwing stuff in the laundry, and then it switched to let's chuck the rest of the list and do the and do the pantry, the back of the pantry, and that was my whole day project. After that, um, besides switching laundry here and there. Well, and you know what? I guess it did keep me motivated though, really, because normally, and I'll admit to this, normally I keep a lot of the clean clothes in the laundry baskets after they're done, and sometimes I won't even fold them; they'll just be there. But I actually folded all the clothes and put all the clothes away, so I was rather productive. Um, okay, the next one says ugly notes. Messy sticks better than perfect. I don't understand what this one means, and if anyone out there does, drop me a comment, let me know. I know this isn't me just trying to get somebody to put comments in so it shows more, interactiveness with the people listening. This is actually me wanting to know what this means because I have no clue. It just has a picture of a notepad. And I'm thinking messy sticks, does it mean sticky notes maybe? Better than perfection. I don't understand. Someone let me know, please. Or if the person who made this chart is listening, I don't know if you will, I doubt you will, but if you are, what does it mean? Please. Ugly notes. Messy sticks better than perfect. I have no idea. I'm going through my head trying to figure out, am I being too literal with this? Why would you write an ugly note and why would you want it to stay messy? I mean, why is that better having it messy than being, I don't know. We're going to skip on to the next one because that's going to drive me, I'm just going to be, let's just go on to the next one. Okay. Reward first. Treat now. Start. I can't read it because start faster. Treat now. Start faster. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I have heard about giving yourself rewards for getting stuff done. Like the ADHD menu. We'll get into that in a minute. The ADHD menu. But the treat now, start faster. I don't know about that. Because my treat would be like scrolling or watching YouTube or maybe working on a project, an art project or some sort of project. If I got started in something else that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing, I would be doing that. And I would not be going on to something else. So I don't know how that helps. Maybe it depends on what the treat is. I don't know. I don't know. It might help some people. But the ADHD menu. Now I've seen this a lot of times on the internet, and my daughter and my son, my middle son, we were all talking about that. Not together, but separately. I was talking to my daughter and then talking to my son. And basically what that is like a menu of things. Like your mains or like your to-dos or whatever, if I'm remembering this right, because it's been a little while. And then your side dishes are okay. I had to check this up or check this out. I had to look into it. It's not ADHD menu, it's a dopamine menu. And I'm under the Psychology Today because I wanted to get this correct. So it's under the Psychology Today website. The article is Dopamine for ADHD, Creating a Dopa Menu. And this is their take on it. I've seen several different ones. And here we go. So there's main entrees, appetizers, and desserts. And the main entree are high impact activities such as exercise, because they can physical activity. I'm reading what they're saying here. Physical activity can significantly improve or significantly boost dopamine levels, functioning similarly to stimulant medications. Goal setting and achieving small, manageable goals can provide a sense of accomplishment and motivation, increasing dopamine levels. Appetizer, quick boosts, are smaller activities that provide a quick burst of dopamine when you need a little pick-me-up throughout the day. They can be thought of as micro moments of joy that provide swift, easy to achieve dopamine boosts. So like engaging in your hobbies, drawing, playing instruments, writing, social interactions like quick chats or meetups with friends or family, can provide positive feedback and validation, reducing stress and anxiety. Going outside, exposure to natural light and spending time in nature can reduce anxiety and stress. And desserts or rewards are activities you indulge in purely for pleasure, which can be powerful when used as a reward following less preferred activities. The brain releases dopamine in response to anticipating a rewarding activity, enhancing focus and reduce feelings of restlessness. And sides, complementary activities, which they make less desired activities and tasks more enjoyable. You know what? I wonder if that could be like the body doubling. If you have, that's something else we could talk about. Body doubling, where you have someone just be with you while you're doing stuff. They don't have to do anything. They just have to be in the same room. And then that is really helpful, by the way. I just don't have anybody that's willing to do that with me. Okay. But there are some activities I do not want anybody around. Like if I'm cooking, no, stay out of the kitchen. But because I hate cooking, and having someone in trying to, maybe if they were just fine, if they didn't say anything to me, I would probably be fine. But if you're trying to tell me how to cook or then it's more difficult for me. I have to be focused in my own way to cooking, and I don't like cooking. So anyways, I'm getting off the side here. Okay, sides are complementary activities that make, like music, podcasts, or audiobooks. And I do play a lot of audiobooks. If I'm not singing while I'm doing crud or while I'm at work, I listen to audiobooks or podcasts. Huh? Like you can listen to me while you're doing something you don't want to be doing. that could probably motivate you to get the task done quicker so you can shut me up. There you go. But yeah, so it's like a structured audio environment, auditory environment that can enhance concentration and reduce distractions. And they can be podcasts that require active listening and cognitive engagement, can help improve focus and reduce inattention. I don't know. You might want to be very inattentive if you're listening to mine. Sorry. And I got a picture of someone else's dopamine menu that they put, and it's by I'mBusyBeingAwesome.com. Kind of cool name. Their dopamine menu, okay, they have their appetizers. I'm going to give you their examples of appetizers. Diffuse essential oils, drinking a cup of tea, cuddle for my baby, smelling flowers in the garden. This is kind of a blurry picture, so I'm having a hard time reading it. Okay, watering the plants, dancing in the kitchen. I used to dance a lot. I don't do that much anymore. But that is a big dopamine. Like if you want to get a dopamine rush, dance. Really, put on a bunch of music and dance. It's really good. And it's healthy, good exercise too. So, um, main courses: walk around the block, write in my journal, doodle in my notepad, Pilates workout class, take my pup to the dog park, uh, get a mani and a pedi, read a chapter of my book. If I read, I'll be lucky if I get through a chapter. I'd be lucky if I get through a paragraph. I tend to fall asleep really quick when I read. Um, it took me, was it 3 days to get through the Council of Elrond? I'm reading the Fellowship of the Ring, and it took me almost 4 days to get through the Council. Now that is a long part of the book, but it shouldn't have took me that long. It's just I kept falling asleep, and I was really interested. I wanted to read it, like really bad, but not like I've never read the book before. But I like that part, and yeah, it took me forever. Volunteer at a food bank. Play the guitar, do a puzzle, and drink hot chocolate. Oh, hot chocolate sounds so good right now. Cook a new recipe. Now, as much as I don't like cooking, every now and then I do get it in my head that I really want to try a new recipe, and that'll be like my hyper focus. And every now and then, man, if you catch me in the right mood, I can make some good stuff. But I hate cooking, and I normally cook very badly. And I could probably burn water. So, you know. um, yeah. But sometimes I do some really good stuff. Sometimes I just make up recipes and they turn out really good. But generally I have to like be precise on every, single thing, looking at the recipe and all that kind of stuff. But cooking is a love-hate thing for me. I hate it, but there are days, man, that's like, I'll try that recipe. Okay, the size. Listen to an audiobook. Yeah, there you go. Light a candle. Ooh, and I love to have candles. Doodle in my journey. Listen to the Busy Being Awesome podcast. Oh, it's a podcast. Oh, I gotta check that out. I'm Busy Being Awesome podcast. Huh. Well, I did not know it was a podcast. I thought it was just a website. Cool. Yeah, I might want to try that. I thought it was, because this is so blurry. At first, I thought it said "Listen to Bugs Bunny," but I had to zoom in on it. So it's "I'm Busy Being Awesome" podcast. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Actually, play with a fidget toy. Yep, I have a lot of fidget toys. I love them things. Listen to some happy tunes. Crochet. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, now I know this person likes to crochet. Ooh, and use my weighted blanket. Yeah, I can see where it would maybe release dopamine. I normally think of dopamine as like a stimulant to get you moving, and for me, it calms me down. Um, I have my husband bought me a blanket. It's not a weighted blanket per se with all the beads in it and stuff, but it's a very thick and heavy furry type blanket, kinda. Um, and it's heavy. Like the material is really thick and heavy, and I love that thing. I love that thing. Um, and it does. It feels like a weighted blanket. And my dog Mabel just loves it too. Like she fights me for that thing. And I think I've said this in the podcast before. I wish I could have bought her her own. But when we went back to Walmart, they were sold out. Apparently, everybody liked it. It was a big, big seller, and her and I are constantly like, if I move out of bed, she's in my spot. Like I get up to go to the bathroom, so she'll come back. I'll come back and she'll be in my spot on top of my blanket. And I don't know if anybody knows much about pitties. Well, she's Australian Shepherd and American Staffordshire Terrier mix, half and half. And the Staffy is considered kind of along a pit breed. And once they lay down somewhere, if they don't want to move, you aren't moving them. And they will grunt and they will groan at you. They won't growl. They won't growl. They'll grunt and groan at you. Like, I'm not moving. Don't even try. Just, I'm too tired. I am just done for the day. I'm just laying right here. Sometimes I try to get my hands and arms up underneath her and lift her and just move like in one little ball, like she cuddles up and just kind of move her or try to. And she's so, and once they lay down, they are just like the heaviest things. It's like trying to lift Thor's hammer. Once she lays down, it's like you are not. It's like a big rock, like or Thor's hammer. You cannot move her. You can't. And then she makes you feel so bad when you do move her, because then she'll give you that, you know, dejected look, like I've just rejected her and tossed her away or something type of look. I mean, it's just wow. I mean, you feel she guilt trips you like. I mean, she's like a master at it. But so I can see how the weighted blankets, yeah, it could be a help. Okay, so desserts. Text. Oh, I thought it said test. Text a friend. Not like this. I'm not kidding. This picture is really blurry. Get inspired on Pinterest. Watch YouTube videos. Yeah, that's a dessert that'll go on for a really long time for me. Catch up on my favorite TV series. I don't have a favorite TV series. All my TV series that are favorite are from ancient ago, like the old Star Trek or the Next Generation. DS9 I really like. I didn't at first. Like there's one character on there that really annoys me, but I'll still no, two. Two. There's two characters on there that really annoy me, but I'll still watch it because I like the whole premise of the show, and there's a lot of characters on there that I really like Captain Sisko. I thought he was one of the best. It's like Kirk, Picard, Sisko. Janeway, yeah, she's good too. I guess her and Sisko no, Sisko beats her out. Yeah, Janeway's last. Ooh, but I did like Archer though, Captain Archer. I did like that series, Enterprise. But I don't know if I really consider that Star Trek. I mean, it is, but not. I mean, it is, but not. I don't know. It's weird. That show was good in a different. It's in its own little niche for me. It seems like it's its own little niche right there. But yeah, the two characters that really annoyed to me was in DS9 was Odo. I think the way that they did him was really creepy. Just his face, the way his face was, and the guy that they got to play him, he's a good guy, good actor, whatever. I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that guy was okay. It's just the face, the way they did it is just really creepy. I didn't like it at all. It was too fakey and too creepy. And then Kira, I didn't like her because she seemed like her character. I didn't like her character because she just seemed really. I mean, I get it. She had an attitude. She was rebellious and things. I get that. I didn't. I don't know. Those two just really annoyed me. I loved Quark, but Sisko was an amazing captain. They missed out when they did that. They should have had him kept him as a starship captain. Like I think would have made a really good series. Then it would have definitely have been a tie between him and Picard if he was a starship captain. Yeah. At that point I probably wouldn't have known which one I would have liked better. But since he was only the commander of the station, yeah, that's why he's down there. But he was an amazing captain. I like that. I like that series a lot. And the guy that plays him is a really good actor. So yeah, it was really good. Okay, so I'm sorry, I geeked out on Star Trek. Oh yeah, and all the old series. Oh, and Little House on the Prairie. I binge watched that for like months. It drove my husband nuts because it's all he heard at night when he was trying to sleep was the opening credits, the Little House on the Prairie. Thank goodness that you can skip the opening credits because I ended up doing that, skipping it. But the that, yeah, yeah, that started driving. But the good thing was he started getting into watching it with me, and then we sat there for a few weeks and we actually watched it together at night, laying in bed, watching Little House on the Prairie. This big burly, mechanic, equipment operator, carpenter dude is watching Little House on the Prairie with his wife in bed. It was fun. I really enjoyed that. That really meant a lot to me. So I guess that would be a huge dessert if he would do that again with me, because that was amazing. I still have a few episodes I haven't watched yet, but okay. So the desserts. Oh yeah, we were on that one already. Shopping. Yeah, that's a good one. Order takeout. Yeah, yeah. I don't really have takeout here really. So okay. So notes and observation. Oh wait, no, we don't want to go there. Okay, so yeah. So that's that. So that's basically it. Anyways, I had been talking to my kids about that because my son was, I think he was having trouble finding motivation or something like that, and we were talking about it. And I had actually tried to make a menu myself, but I didn't quite understand how it worked. And I had it written down, but the thing is, true to form, I forget that I had it, and then I was, didn't never really use it. But okay, so one of my own little hacks for me is I like to have like a calendar or a planner. And I know that big joke about like you have to have 50 billion different planners and maybe this one will work. For me, I have to have one specific one, and it better look nice. It better have plenty of room to write down the stuff I need to do, have like a priority section, a to-do section, and a note section. And I have them where they're spiral bound to where they can lay flat and where it lays open on my dresser, right where like I go to the drawer, like the first drawer I open up to get my clothes out. It's right there so I can see it. Because I've noticed if I have to go look for my planner and I have to go pick it up and thumb through it to find the day or whatever like that, I won't do it. It's too much work. But if it's right there and it's filled out, that's the key. If it's filled out, then that's simple enough for me to look at and go, okay, this is what, So, but I am very picky about my planners. If it doesn't look, if it's not a good color, if it's not a good, thing, and I like to have stickers for it to put on certain days and stuff like that to kind of jazz it up and stuff sometimes to get more attention, having pay more attention to it. If it has a lot of bells and whistles, yeah, I'll look at it. I don't like muted colors. I don't like where you can barely write anything in there. I designed one and I wish I could get it printed out, but it was kind of like a quest one where it had like a suit of armor as one of the graphics on there, and then I had like a castle type scene in the background, and I had like the main quest, which would be my priorities, and then the side quest would be like, the little extra to-dos, and then I would have like enemies listed and enemies and foes listed, and then allies listed, and the enemies and foes would be like my little personal stuff, like what would keep me from getting stuff done, or what would bother me that day, or whatever. And then the allies would be like the things or the people that could help me, like my husband or my faith or God or something like that. I would write down. It's kind of like a little motivational thing. And but I never got a chance to, I haven't got it printed out. And I would love to get it printed out and made into like an actual bound book. I did manage to put it onto my Kindle Scribe, onto a printable, like onto a writable document type thing, so I could, write it on that. But there again, with my Kindle Scribe, I have to go find my Kindle Scribe and open it up and actually look, that sounds like I'm being lazy, but most of you will understand the struggle of getting myself motivated, of it's a task that involves a task. The task is going and finding my Kindle Scribe, opening it up, uh, going to, if you don't close your Kindle Scribe on that page, then when you open it up, you're going to have to flip through your library to find, that folder again and open it up and all that other stuff. I suppose I could just leave it probably right where I leave my other one and just have it to where I close the cover and I open the cover up and there it is. I don't know. I suppose I could. But I want to actually see about getting it printed off into a usable paper form because it looked really cool. Not to toot my own horn, but it looked really cool. And I designed it on, I think it was on Canvas, I think, or Canva, or however that thing is pronounced. It was really cool. I liked it. But when I got the idea from somewhere, and I thought, hey, I could do that, and I can incorporate all this, and this, and do it this way. And then I went to Canva and I designed it, and it worked out really good. And I thought it was really cool. But I have babbled on and on and on, and you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me right about now. And this is gonna be a long editing session now, but I thought this was kind of fun, and I thought it was something a little bit different. And if anybody has any hacks that they know of that they use or they've heard of, drop it in the comments, and maybe we can all compare notes and stuff like that. And I would like us all to be able to support each other and help each other in any old way that we can. But I really do appreciate everybody. A shout out to, as usual, my friend Sue, who I know is going to listen to this very soon. Shout out to shout out to my therapist because I know he'll be listening to this too. So how do you do? Shout out to the one who I know is listening from Germany. I do not know who you are, but I do appreciate that you are listening. Thank you so much. And I do speak a tiny bit of German, not very well, and I'm not going to attempt it right now because I don't want to slaughter the language by saying it wrong. So I'm not very good at German, but I do know some. But thank you. And to all my fellow other followers, thank you so much. You do mean a lot to me and you do matter. And thank you. I appreciate it. But I hope you all have a blessed day, blessed night. And thank you again. I know I've been saying that a lot, but I do really appreciate you listening. And I know I can babble. And I'm going to try to edit a lot of the babble out. So hopefully there won't be much left when I get done. So thank you so much. More later. Bye.